Okay, welcome to the budget Leviathan guide. I'm going to sip coffee real quick and turn on my detached camera so I can show you guys some tiles. But before I show you guys what these tiles are, let us cover some gear. So, of course, upgrade where you can. Bring your best in-slot range setup. That is all you have to do here for the most part. And click the boss. There really isn't much to it. The Enrage phase, if you have a Web Weaver bow, go ahead and bring a Web Weaver bow. You're just going to click the special attack button twice, and you're going to delete Leviathan from existence. If you have a Light Bearer, go ahead and camp that, because you will be spamming specs either way, whether it's Blowpipe or Web Weaver, because they are just good damage special attacks regardless, and the Blowpipe heals you, which is kind of nice, because you do take chip damage here that you cannot avoid when the rocks fall onto your head. Anguish, obviously insane. Bring an Anguish if you have it. Bring a Quiver if you have it. Void compared to a D'hide setup. If you have Blessed D'hides versus Void. Void squeaks it out a little bit. Like, so slight that it really doesn't matter which one you use. Totally preference. It's fine. If you have Eclipse, full Eclipse with that ladle, you can bring that too. You might get some spots where your DPS is a little bit bad and your kills can take like 3.5 minutes with the Eclipse at Ladle. I ran a couple of kills with it. Personally, I like this setup a little bit better than the Eclipse at Ladle as far as the budget goes. Of course, if you have full Crystal BOWFA, go ahead and bring that because it's virtually BIS here. I think like Masori ZCB or something is like technically better with Avernic Treads. I think now or something. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to the max setup because I don't have a max range setup. But the reason I wanted to make this is because I never, ever find good references for lightning skip. So let's go ahead and talk about the boss mechanics. My inventory is just going to be Blowpipe for Enrage, Divine Ranging Potion so we can do more damage, some Prayer Potions, your best food, bring some Karambwans if you feel like you're going to need to combo eat, a Teleport Away, and runes so we can cast Shadow Rush, any shadow spell, shadow, not smoke, shadow. Let's cover mechanics. So, the way Leviathan operates, you will come up these stairs. He will spawn in the middle. Do not ever go into melee range of Leviathan. He will spawn. We are going to start here and make our way this way, never entering the northwest quadrant of the arena until Enrage phase. Enrage phase begins at 180 HP, so just keep your eyes on his HP bar and know that you need to run over here when 180 HP is about to happen. You see the XP drop to send him to 180 HP, you need to be over here. We're going to start here, and we're going to be reacting to his prayer orbs. So I'm sure most of you know that he operates in a prayer flicking sort of manner. That's the way this boss is. It's not really a movement boss until Enrage phase. It's a prayer flicking boss. It's just going to test your reaction time. That's all it does. You're going to step up, you're going to click the boss, and you're going to swap between Protect Magic and Protect Range for Cadence 1. It's very slow, very simple, nothing too much happens. Cadence 2 will get a tick faster. Again, pretty slow, not a big deal. Cadence 3 will add melee orbs to the mix that you will also need to respond to. And this follows the standard OSRS code of green is range, blue is mage, red is melee. You just have to respond accordingly. Cadence 4 will go back to only being magic and range, but you need to respond to every tick. But that's like loosely every tick, because it's not like he's just gonna go mage range the whole time. Sometimes he's just gonna like do 15 mage attacks in a row, which you just stand there. Like no matter how fast that attack is, you just stand there and it's fine. There are a few occasions where he will go mage range, but it's fairly unlikely. What I'm going to have you do is stun him after Cadence 4, which is going to be the one-tick mage range. Then you're just going to Shadow Rush and you're going to click him. Make sure you can time this one a little bit good, because if you get a bolt off on his last attack and then you go for a Shadow Rush, he's going to get the next cadence. He's going to get like 1 to 3 attacks in the next cadence on you, and that's no fun. We don't like that. So try and time it. Like, if you see a string of 3 range attacks and you know you're getting to the end of his attack cycle, just go ahead and stop shooting and just throw your stun at him so you can get behind him without anything screwing up. Every time he swaps cadence, he will drop a rock where you are standing and then in random spots around the arena. You will get a permanent rock where you are standing, the rest will fall. However, After he does his first cadence swap, he will drop 2 permanent rocks, either in the north and south of the arena, or the west and the east of the arena. Pay attention to this, because when you stun him, he's going to do one of 2 specials determined by the placement of his rocks. North and south will be the rock special, where you will set up a line of rocks, hide behind them so you don't get blasted, and return to damaging the boss. East and west is going to be lightning skip. You have 2 options here. 1, run around the arena, try to get shots on him when you can. I don't do that because it felt really bad to do that, so I don't do that. Your other option is going to be something kind of neat called lightning skip that's going to be very satisfying to do, and that's what these tiles are for. I ripped some of these from Red Eye Jedi's Awaken Leviathan video because I don't really see a good 5-tick lightning skip like tile set or like anyone explaining it. So I'm going to explain it to you here. And then at the end of the video, if you have full BOWFA Crystal, I will explain the 4-tick lightning skip because it's a little bit different. So for the 5-tick lightning skip, all you're going to do is whichever direction Leviathan is facing. Let's say he's looking this way. He's looking at us over here, which is going to happen at the beginning of the kill. You have to go to either proc tile behind him. You could technically use these, but I'm going to recommend you just go all the way to the opposite side of him and use any proc tile that is behind his head. You have to use one behind his head. And when you use the proc tile, all you're going to do is go to proc tile, shoot him once, go to the corresponding yellow tile on whichever side you are on, shoot him again, and after that shot, run to the green tile furthest away from the yellow tile, and when you see his lightning spawn, like you'll see that first lightning in the middle, you need to immediately click to the opposite green. And when you do that, every time you then hit a green, you can shoot. Okay? So let me put it in bullet points. Shoot from proc tile, shoot from yellow tile, run to furthest green tile. Do not shoot because you can't fit an attack. You don't have enough time. Run to opposite green tile when you see lightning. Shoot boss. Run to opposite green tile. Shoot boss. Run to opposite green tile. Shoot boss. Until ad nauseum until the special attack is over. When the special attack ends, you're going to hop back out of melee range, because if we get chomped, it hurts big hurty big bad. We don't like that. We get hit 40 damage. We don't like that. You're going to hop out, and you're going to be back into the basic cycle of Levi. Except he's going to start a cadence faster than where he started previously. So he's on cadence 1. After the first special, he will be on cadence 2. After a second special, he will be on cadence 3, so on and so forth. But usually in this setup, it only takes 2 specials, and we're onto Enrage phase. Sometimes you get really lucky and it only takes 1 special, and you're onto Enrage phase. If that happens, cool. If it doesn't, oh well. For Enrage phase, 180 HP. Oh, I guess I'll explain Rock Special really quick. This one's kind of whatever. You can get shots off if you want, but all you're going to do on Rock Special, let's say we get it over here. Or we'll get it over here, because we're going to stun here and we're going to run over here, right? It doesn't matter where you shoot him to engage Rock Special, but you do always have to shoot him to engage the special attack. So when you run behind him and you shoot him, you'll get that guaranteed big hit. He will drop rocks on your tile every single tick. So the best way to avoid this while maintaining uptime on your DPS is stand on the rock for 2 rock throws or 2 ticks and then attack the boss. And there's a really easy way to time this. You don't have to count ticks. You don't need a tick metronome. You don't need any of that. All you got to do is click the boss to attack him and then move a tile. And then click the boss to attack him and then move a tile. Click the boss to attack him, move a tile. And that will be 2 ticks on each tile, making 5 rocks. And then you just run behind the 5th rock. And again, he'll do his little blast thingy. That special attack will be over. And you're back to normal Leviathan. So quick notes. He drops rocks on your head every time he moves to the next cadence. Just move a tile out of the way and go back into it. On cadence 3, he adds protect melee to the special his normal attacks. Respond accordingly. Cadence 4, you will have 1 tick to respond to the prayers that are coming at you. But remember, it's on contact. You only have to get your prayer up on contact. If you get it on contact, you're good to go. Enrage phase starts at 180 HP. Don't drop any rocks in the northwest corner of the arena so you can run over there and get ready for Enrage. This is the last thing we have to note before I'll give you an example kill. In Rage phase, he will spawn a little fountain of life, white fountain ball thing. Stand in it, and you will get super increased damage and accuracy against him. I believe it's doubled. I have no idea. It doesn't really matter. You get giga damage. Very good. Stay in the thingy. If you're not in the thingy, I believe you just have regular damage. It might be reduced. I don't remember. Stay in the thingy. That's the point. You want to stay in the thingy. And if you are unfamiliar with Blowpipe Walk, that's sort of what we're going to be doing here. So during Enrage, he'll do 1-tick attacks between magic and ranged. And you want to respond to those while you're moving and while you're shooting. So it can get a little bit complicated, but you have more time than you think you do, especially if he just does like a bunch of mage attacks in a row. You can just shoot the boss and follow the thingy. If you are unfamiliar with Blowpipe Walk, let me get off detached cam because we don't need that anymore. Detached camera, turn off. So Blowpipe Walking is as simple as this. We walk 1 tile for 1 tick, or we run 2 tiles for 1 tick. All you're doing with the blowpipe is every time you move, you're shooting, because the blowpipe is a 2-tick weapon. So you're going to move, shoot, respond to prayer. 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 That's sort of the cycle you got to keep in mind during Enrage, unless you have a web weaver. If you have a web weaver, all you got to do is go stand over there, click the special attack button, click him, click the special attack button, click him, and he dies. You don't really have to do anything. Like, I'm not kidding. Before the first attack even hits you, the web weaver's going to kill him. You only have to do this if you have a blowpipe. And I will go ahead and get in there and show you what we do. If I flub it, that's okay. I honestly hope I do, but if I get it clean, cool. If I flub it, cool. Because sometimes we make errors because we are human. To err is to be human. Here we go. We're going to walk up here, we're going to put our range pot on, we're going to put rigor on, put whatever prayer you got on, and shoot the boss. Here's cadence 1. Very slow. Oops. Don't ask me why I did that. I think I just like put my hand back down on my mouse and I accidentally clicked protect for magic. I believe we are on cadence 3. Kind of, you know, you just stand here and you do the thing. Cadence 4. All right, here we go. It's going to get a little real. So what you're going to do here is respond to the prayers. And you want to fit your Shadow Rush in when you feel like you can, right there. And that should stun him, and you immediately want to run around. If you get stunned by a rock, sometimes you will not have time. So we have north-south here. This is rocks. So we're going to shoot him. Doesn't matter where you stand, really. Post-editing gets here. It sort of does matter where you stand. In the Enrage phase, that little fountain will go around the arena, and you want to make sure you do not put those rocks in the middle of the path. The current path that I have paused on screen here that I'm going to be putting a line down, you want to try and put your rocks 1 or 2 tiles behind where I'm standing. If you would like, you can go ahead and mark those tiles, but just like be 4 or 5 tiles away from Leviathan, because you will see in the Enrage phase coming up, I actually block my LOS. You can block your LOS or you can block your movement pathing. Either way, very annoying, so you do want to be a little bit more intentional. I was just yapping and not thinking. Too used to the BOWFA setup where I don't have to worry about where my pathing is for the Enrage phase orb, because I just web weaver click it. It's a crutch. If you are using a web weaver, this doesn't matter as much, but it's something to note. And you're gonna move, shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot. Even if you can't get the attack off, this just helps you keep the timing. We get the blast, and then we can go over here and we can continue shooting. So now we know that the next special attack is going to be Lightning Skip. And if you remember, it's proc tile, yellow tile, green tile. That's it. Alright, now we're on to cadence 3, because remember he starts cadence 2. Damage is a little bit I will admit. But that's what you get in a budget setup, man. That's what we gotta do. So he put another rock on me, I had to dodge there. A little bit of a late shadow. Here we go. Let's try and fit our stun right there. We didn't get our stun, so respond a little bit. Get your stun off. Respond a little bit. See that 1 to 3 attacks if you don't get your stun in time? Run to any proc tile. Shoot. Go to yellow tile. Shoot. Now run to green. Don't shoot, run to green. And then shoot. When you see that first lightning, you want to be running to the next green. Hands up, don't shoot from the first green. Nice. We're approaching 180, but not quite. And then it's just green to green and shoot. That's all you gotta do. You can turn your protection prayer off if you want to, obviously. But, you know, while you're learning, whatever. Don't overload yourself. So now we're on Cadence 3, remember? This DPS is really, really bad, I'm not gonna lie. This is a very slow kill. So now we're gonna be on Cadence 4. We're getting a little bit close to this northwest corner, but we should still be okay. Okay, there's Enrage. We put our blowpipe on and we start shooting. We're gonna move, we're gonna shoot, we're gonna move, we're gonna shoot, we're gonna move, we're gonna shoot, we're gonna respond to the prayer, we're gonna move, we're gonna shoot, we're gonna respond to prayer. This is the part that's gonna kill you. If you miss a protection prayer, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Just get your prayers right here. And don't be like me. And get your prayers wrong. Okay, there he goes. That was a bad kill, bro. 3 minutes is a little bit rough. Let's see if I can scroll up here. Look, 244. There's another 3. 236. 255. 215. I was doing a couple practice kills to make sure we had it. That one was rough, man. I'm not going to lie. So let's try and get another one in here. See if I can get a better example for you. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and redivine now, because I know that's going to run out. Holy moly, that was slow. I think we just got no rubies was the biggest deal. So, Cadence 2 begins, and let's see. Okay, nice. We got a lightning skip first, so I can show you lightning skip again. And this time we'll do it from the other side. My Enrage phase was really bad too. That was just my fault, though. I got a little bit lost in the sauce, because it's hard to speak and do the thing at the same time. My brain is not focused on one thing, it is focused on, like, 3 things, and that's bad. Alright, Cadence 4. Let's try and get a stun here. And we'll walk to the other side. Or run, rather. Try and eat up on the way over. Go to the proc tile. Shoot. Yellow tile. Shoot. To green tile. Don't shoot. Go to green tile. Now you're in cycle, and it's just green to green, and shoot every green. It's going to look a little weird as far as like your animation goes, but just follow the cycle, and you'll be good to go. For BOWFA, you end up just stopping 1 tile short of green tile, basically, is all that really changes. Alright, here we go. We're starting on Cadence 2. Keep an eye on that HP if you notice that you're getting a lot of ruby bolts. Because if you accidentally start in Enrage phase and you're on the other side of the arena, it's kind of awkward. Not the end of the world, just a little awkward. Cadence 3. Much better DPS. Okay, so we're on Cadence 4, and I know that I need to be on the other side of the arena. So I'm probably going to proc it during this. Yep. Leave your prayer on, run over, start attacking. Respond to those prayers. Oh, missed one right there. I accidentally double-clicked, but you get the gist. That's going to be the thing that kills you the most. It is what it is. Enrage is a little bit tough if you don't have Web Weaver. But now I'm going to go grab the BOWFA setup with the Web Weaver and show you the 4-tick lightning skip and how insane Web Weaver bow is for managing the Enrage phase. Okay, so this is the quote-unquote max BOWFA setup. You can get Zarite Van Braces in here if you want to, but they don't make like a huge difference. So if you would like to copy this setup, go ahead and copy it. If you do have this, you will want to run this. Completely ignore the dragon arrows. That's for Mocha. They're just in my quiver. So if you don't have a quiver, just close this out. This doesn't matter. You just want to bring the blessing because you don't actually need any ammo with any of these weapons. So the only thing that changes for the 4-tick skip, I don't actually have the tile marked, but it was more confusing to have the tile marked that you use than to just not have it marked. So all you do for the 4-tick is you engage from the proc tile, or just outside of it. Like, you can go all the way to the corners here, and then you just get 2 shots on any of the green tiles, depending on where you are, and then you start running, except you want to stop one tile before the green. So if you are on the BOWFA, you're going to want to mark different tiles, probably. You can kind of just do this to your own whim. You just have to run 3 ticks and then shoot, if that makes sense. So you'd be 1, 2, 3, and then shoot, and then you run back to your start tile. So you would start here, 1, 2, 3, shoot, then run back, 1, 2, 3, shoot, 1, 2, 3, shoot, as such. So let me see if I can get a kill with this setup. I will show you how much more of an impact this setup does make. It is kind of ridiculous how much nicer this setup is, especially that Web Weaver bow in Enrage, let me tell you. So we're on cadence 1 here. As you can see, our accuracy is already, you know, leaps and bounds better than the Void setup, of course. But I will say that the full BOWFA crystal setup is fairly cheap right now. If you do want to pick it up, I think you could probably get it going for 150 mil these days. It's really not too bad. And, of course, it has plenty of uses in the game. Chambers, Levy, Inferno, Coliseum to a degree. I have seen it used. I don't know, Toa. You can just kind of use it wherever. It just works. I'll go to cadence 5 here just because that's what I do normally. The reason I go to cadence 5 is because I can do a fair bit of damage. Alright, let me get the stun. Catch that. Let me go all the way around to this proc tile. Let me shoot him. We'll shoot him twice here. 1, 2, 3, shoot. 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 You're gonna start doing this in your sleep. If you're on BOWFA setup, you're just gonna start doing this in your sleep, man. The 5 tick is definitely a little bit... Oh. It's okay, watch. Even if you're late to the party, bro, if you forgot, just stand around. Stand around, look cool, lean against a wall. Watch this. Isn't that so stupid? Isn't that so dumb? Isn't that so dumb? Anyway, that's the 4-tick setup. If you need to rewind it, go ahead and rewind it, but that's pretty much Leviathan in a nutshell. If you are on that 5-tick setup, let me teleport out of here because he's going to respawn. That's the other bad thing about Leviathan. You can't just, like, chill. He just respawns in 10 seconds, which is kind of annoying. But if you do need to rewatch anything, I will have all the timestamps below. So if you need the 4-tick setup, it'll be timestamped. If you need the 5-tick setup, it will be timestamped. I hope this gets you your first couple Leviathan KCs, it gets you into the groove of things, and you can find those vestiges that you need. You can find those axe pieces, the pet, whatever you're going for. This has been Gis. Hope you enjoyed the guide, and I'll see you in the final Desert Treasure 2 guide for the Whisperer, the one I hate the most. See ya.